Stop recording button.
Hello there, Internet.
Double tap to activate. System sound volume set to 0%.
Okay, shut up, screen reader. Okay, hello, Internet, and, today, I'm not gonna be talking about, sci fantasy. That'll be a topic of another day. What I want to talk about is an idea that I had, a fanfic that I had, a Senko-san fanfic that I had, or, well, a story that takes place in the world of Senko-san. You'll see what I mean. Anyways, let's begin with some, laying a bit of a foundation of what the story is. Kuroto Nakano did not know at the beginning what he was creating. It all started when he came home one day. He saw Q-chan playing with a flashlight in the living room, flickering it on and off at randomly. But when she saw him, she chuckled and started turning it on and off, not so randomly. Something that resembled a pattern that Nakano was able to recognize. No, it was not Morse code, but it was something else that deals with on and off switches. Anyways, for the foreseeable future, he noticed other things similar to that. Random patterns, or not so random patterns, that he saw within stuff that she did. Things that she wrote, things that she drew, things that she did that his mind put together. He is a programmer after all. And what he jotted down with each of those instances was code for a program that he made on one of his computers, and he gave the name to this program Tamashi.exe. Since it is an executable file, something that he thought was more advanced than any program that he ever made, any software that he developed. He thought this could be the key to AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. So he decided to take it to his work and work some more on it there, potentially being able to share it with his company. Unfortunately, this program became a bit viral, a bit of a virus, infiltrating the network of the company, stealing data, incorporating more data into itself, even trying to spread out to the rest of the world wide web, and potentially also sticking its fingers in a bit of into a bit of military software, potentially being a global crisis. Nakano finally knows what he created. And he has to stop this before anyone finds out that it was him who made this. He could get in a lot of trouble. Fired, and or arrested. So he decided to fight fire with fire. He got in trouble, this mess, by making a program. And by making a program, he will get himself out of it. Thus, he made an antivirus program. And he called it Asimov.exe. It's also an executable file. So, first attempt to use it on Tamashi.exe, or Tamashi for if we just want to be concise. It failed. It got terminated. So, he modified upon the original code and sent another iteration. This time he didn't get a termination notice. But he could tell it also failed. Since Tamashi was still around and still not deleted or anything like that. I'm not that good with computers or coding terminology, so if I get something wrong, feel free to think of better phrases in the comments. And so, like he did with the second iteration, he created a third one, which was better than the two previous ones, though he couldn't be sure if this could work. It could get terminated again, or whatever happened to the second iteration could happen to this one. So he decided to go through other avenues to help ensure this version of Asimov would succeed. So he contacted a hacker who had the handle of Kilroy Online. His real name? Shigeru Yamamoto, or Yamamoto Shigeru, however you want to say it. Depends on if you're a Japanese native or Westerner, how you want to do that name order. But anyways, sadly, Kilroy ended up failing somewhat. He tried hacking into the system, trying to mess with the code of Tamashi, so Asimov would have an easier time dealing with it, knowing that once this job is done, you'll probably get a good amount of yen, hopefully. But unfortunately, Tamashi doesn't seem to be an ordinary program, if a program it even is. Sure, Nakano coded it, but he got the code from the actions of Q-Chan. Anyways, Shigeru ended up, or Shigeru, ended up dying at his computer. Autopsy will probably say he got electrocuted. While his body is decomposing at his computer, his mind, his spirit, lives on, since he awakens within a digital world. And it is at this point, I will make it clear, this fanfic is heavily influenced and inspired by Tron. Because he finds himself in this digital world, in a neon city of light, reminiscent of a cross between Tokyo and Kyoto, with skies and with skies of black. And he gets dragged away by Goldsman programs loyal to Tamashi because she and is the ruler of this landscape now, this digital frontier. And the form that she takes in this digital world is that of a feminine-looking program with neon red circuitry on a black bodysuit. If you ever seen Tron Legacy or the first Tron, I'm leaning more towards Tron Legacy looks. You'll know what I'm trying to get at, design-wise. Anyways, neon red circuitry and a helmet that resembles a kitsune mask. It also has neon red markings on it. And she can also produce 9 light tails, also red in color. Though could also be golden, orange, I don't know. You know, in that range of color. Anyways, Kilroy ends up getting dragged to an arena. Where he is forced to don armor with or suit with neon green circuitry, since, hey, if he survives this, he could probably join the military forces, the Tamashi's command. And he ends up fighting in this arena with a weapon, which is a instead of an identity disc, because there'll be 2 Tron-like, it'll be sort of a digital sword, like those light swords from Tron Legacy and the Grid. And his final opponent, after defeating all of them, is a mysterious program with purple circuitry. Which Tamashi refers to as Naga. So if you want to know what his design looks like, I already mentioned purple circuitry. And imagine more of like a shogun samurai look to him. And Shigeru almost dies here. Or gets, not derezzed. Something similar to that, but, terminated, derendered, whatever term you want to use besides derezzed. Before he gets saved. By a program with blue circuitry, not cyan, blue neon blue circuitry, which looks like Nakano. Because this is the third iteration of Asimov. And they escape from the arena on light boards. Imagine hoverboards that shoot out like so their own light ribbons, since I couldn't think of a better alternative to the light cycle, so yeah. So Naga is chasing Kilroy and Asimov. They barely escape. And that's when they find out that there's somewhat of a resistance, like a group of programs. And they, end up first trying to, storm the fortress where Tamashi is to defeat her. Long story short, most of the party ends up failing, and they end up learning that Naga, turns out, is, in fact, the second iteration of Asimov. Don't know why I couldn't spit that out. And now we can talk about what happened with, from the beginning through the different Asimov iterations point of view. First one ended up, being terminated. You can imagine, like, scene of Asimov on the light board, getting chased after by the guards as he defeats them until he ends up going face to face with Tamashi and gets himself decapitated. Since Tamashi knows Nakano would just send another one. And you could imagine her saying as such to an advisor of hers, which, to be funny, it could look like Matsuda, like Matsuda, made that program. And since it's a program within her little inner circle, all the programs within Tamashi's inner circle have yellow, orangish yellow, or just straight on neon yellow circuitry. You can imagine it's similar to Clue. That color. Anyways, and when Nakano does send that second iteration, she decides he's more useful alive, as she uses her light tails to torture Asimov 2.0. If you've seen what MCP did to Clue in the original Tron, imagine a scene similar to that. And that's how Asimov 2.0 became Naga. Anyways, back to the present. Anyways, Kilroy nearly escapes while Naga ends up killing the rest of the party. Tamashi ends up destroying Asimov 3.0, but fortunately, Asimov managed to transfer his data to Kilroy in like a way similar to something like an identity disk. I was thinking along the lines of like an identity chip or something. I don't know. If you have any ideas on how exactly, leave it in the comments. And so when Kilroy Shigeru, whatever you want to call him, implements that into him, his circuitry changes from neon green to neon cyan, or just cyan circuitry. As he retreats, manages to somehow get in contact with Nakano, and ends up managing to get some upgraded code after explaining the whole crazy situation that Kilroy is in. What would this upgraded data do? You'll see. As Kilroy goes back to the fortress, defeats the guards with his light sword or whatever. He has an epic battle with Naga before pretty much somewhat merging with him. And as that happens, Naga is no more, because what stands before Kilroy as he now has his circuitry changed to blue, just straight up blue, not cyan, just neon blue, as standing before him is a brand new fourth iteration of Asimov with pure white circuitry. who then knows what he has to do. He gives Kilroy a copy of his data to implement into himself before this Asimov 4.0 confronts Tamashi, and they battle, which ends up ending with Asimov sacrificing himself to take them both out, neutralizing the threat. And the digital world is saved for now. Yeah, Asimov or Kilroy is still dead in the real world, but he'll just have to learn how to fit in this digital landscape as he then hands off the copy of Asimov 4.0 to Nakano. And that's it. So tell me what you think, and if any questions you have, and all that. Like, comment, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you all next time whenever I decide to upload something. Goodbye.
Home button. Window. Stop recording.